Virgo, welcome to your Celtic Cross reading. I hope you are well. I hope you are fabulous. It has been a minute since we've done the Celtic Cross and I absolutely wanted to get back to it. First, we're going to open with the Oracle, and this is from the Enchanted Map. We just got it, and I have been enjoying it. So I'm going to pull a card for you first, read its definition, and then we'll jump over to your baseline. Okay. Show me, Virgo, please. What is going on for Virgo? What? Hey, happy early birthday. We haven't gotten there yet, but we will. It's coming. Big Virgo season's coming, honey. Yes, we'll be in your season August 22nd, and I'm looking forward to it. I always kind of think as Virgo season just kind of marking an early entry into fall. One of the reasons I enjoy it so much. 35, education. Oh, interesting. Some of you might simply put be going back to school, or perhaps you yourself are a teacher and you're like, it's time to go back to school. That's for some of you. Yeah, that just reminded me. Boom. Yep. Daughter starts school. Mid-August. It's right around the corner, honey. It's like some of you are like, shit, I am that teacher. I'm going back to classes. It's like, Christina, this is not why I tuned into tarot. Okay. I know. I'm sorry. Don't worry. It'll be great. Okay. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. Theory versus practice. I talk about that all the time. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction you take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now's the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course over study that can show you more clearly and understand, or help you understand what the next right action might be. In other words, seek counsel. It's not just about literally going to school, it's about seeking counsel. There's something in you that you are curious about. There's something in you that calls to you, but you don't feel like you have enough information to move on it. So learn more about it. Be the Page of Swords. Be open to inquiry. Like really look, investigate, okay? Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school, an unfamiliar place of knowledge. Let's see. And you must learn by experience. I agree. Now is the time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all. I don't know yet. That's true. You don't know yet, and you're not going to know until you try, right? So what is it that you're trying to learn, or that you need to learn more about? Yes, for some of you, I must insist, it's just simple confirmation that you're going back to school. But how does this apply to your work, your love, your life in general? Let's take a look. This is a brilliant new deck. It is from Dreamy Moon's Tarot. I connected with her on Instagram before I got kicked off. And I loved her work. This is original work. It's not mass-produced, like from like a tarot card company, and they do exist. This is actually somebody who practices, and it's a beautiful deck. I have been loving it. Show me, Virgo, please. Uh-oh. As I was explaining to Taurus, you know those new decks are stiff. You gotta work out those new decks, honey. They require a little more extra work. You know? Because like I said, those new decks, they stiff. Hi. For my Virgo collectives that are used to me, they're used to me. If you are new, however, my name is Christina. I believe that real tarot reflects for life. I'm also a real person. I have a real personality, I dare say. And I dare say I might even have a sense of humor. You may not enjoy it, but that's also part of who I am. That's fine. Okay, Virgo, what's going on? Current position. I have for you the Page of Cups. A little bit of investment, a little bit of emotional inquiry here. The Knight of Swords. Taking action. What we've been talking about. Taking action has been a problem. Opening up to the investigation, the inquiry, asking the questions, taking action. The sword is thought as well as action. So actually moving on this thing that has a little bit of interest. Page of Cups. So far it's speaking, and it's just the first two cards, honey. Okay. What's above you? The ability, the actual ability is here. The actual ability is here. It's slow, but it's here. You do have the ability to move forward on this. It might be slow, it might take a while, but that doesn't mean it's not achievable. But it really begins with you investigating whatever this is. Love, life, work, the meaning of life, whatever that is. What is relevant to your past? Temperance. Now, it could be you were not in a position to open yourself to anything new if you have been in a space of healing and you didn't feel like you could take one more thing on or any new thing on. Let's say, for instance, you know, it could also be that you allowed way too much time to pass. Temperance literally equals time, patience. Okay, so it's not just about healing. For some of you, you might have a tendency to let time get away from you, especially if you're showing me such slow movement attached to your goals. Okay, it's not an accusation. That's the Virgo I'm speaking to. So take what resonates, leave it does not. Reverse energies as it applies. Collective readings equal collective application, which means it may not apply to you, in which case take your other placements, so I'll catch you on the next one. Now, temperance is in your relevant past. So either you were healing from something and you have not been in a position to open up. Again, it does not just have to be love. This is the Celtic cross. It's open to anything. Okay? Love, life, work. Okay? And then for some of you, you have a tendency to let too much time pass in between your energy fluctuations. Sometimes you're interested in this. Sometimes you're interested in that. And there's always this kind of vague shape around these concepts. I'll get to it. Right? We'll see. We'll figure out which is which. What is exiting from your life? The Chariot. What's coming up for you in the near future? The World. So something is ending. Something is ending. It's okay. Sometimes things must come to an end. For some of you, it is love. And that's the cycle you're currently in. I'm curious about what it is that you were thinking about that you haven't given much attention to that will help you through this process. I have what is exiting for you is the Chariot, being in love, Cancer energy. What's in your near future is the World, you're cycling out of most likely some sort of love energy. Doesn't necessarily have to be a significant other. We'll see. Okay, excuse me. Your strength is the Ace of Cups, is that you are willing to fix your heart and to be whole. Good. The willingness is there. Knight of Cups is the environment. You're supported by love energy. You're not just there on your own. You have support. And you have a lot of expressive support from somebody or several people surrounding you. It's under your environment. So love is there. And that's going to help you through this. And it will help you heal, of course. Hopes and fears. Strength. Are you strong enough to get through this? Do you have the strength to get through this? The answer is yes. Of course, we will clarify. And the outcome, 8 of Swords. It's alright. There's going to be a little confusion. It's looking like you're doing some heavy processing. 8 of Swords is natural in this kind of condition, where we're clearly at the point of precipice of exiting of something. So the way forward may not always be clear to us. That's because we've got some work to do. So no, you're not going to have an obvious conclusion. Alright? Not always, no. I'm glad to see that you're surrounded by such a supportive, loving energy in your environment, that you're willing to have your heart fixed and whole and complete. And you're also showing me a willingness to investigate something new. You have it here. I want to know what this is that has your attention, but obviously there's other larger things at play in your life that has kept you from investing more of your energy in this. Let's stop being vague and get into the thing. Let's start right here. I'm sorry. Oh, I said that. Page of Cups, we'll start right there. What is this little thing here? Show me this. Let's try away. Show me this Page of Cups, please, for Virgo. Show me this Page of Cups, please, for Virgo. Show me this Page of Cups, please, for Virgo. Your current situation, your entry point. 5 of Swords. What are you telling yourself? What are you telling yourself, honey? Three Cups. You're in a state where, is that knowledge or not? That if you connect with anybody right now, you would be setting yourself up for failure. Do you believe that? Is that really true for you? If you're cycling out of a relationship or love energy, that would make perfect sense to me. But is that consciously done? If I connect with anybody right now, I'd be setting myself up for failure. If you have not recovered, then this is correct. However, are you forcing yourself to connect with people? I want to know if this is conscious or unconscious. Two of Wands, so good, it's a conscious decision. Good. Well, this is why we ask questions, honey. A good tarot reader will ask questions. You know, you have to know when to go off grid. Because there's two ways I could have swung that on your entry. You're either connecting with people prematurely, and you're not in a position to do so, and you're going to set yourself up for love if you connect with people right now when you're not in a space to do so. Or you understand that if you try to connect with people romantically or otherwise, you will be setting yourself up for failure. I wanted to know if this was conscious or unconscious. You're telling me this was a conscious decision. Two of Wands with the Page of Cups. It's on purpose. Okay. It's on purpose. So you are intentionally not connecting with anybody romantically or otherwise at this time. You are keeping your love cup small. There's an understanding in you that you are not ready, and that if you tried to engage with anybody in that way, new love, romantic or otherwise, that it would just be a bad job. You'd be setting yourself up for failure. So you're showing me conscious effort to do well by your energy. Okay, I can tell that you're cycling. Now, I want to know, there's something here that has the potential to aid you in this process. I want to know what this is. Some of the Knight of Swords is crossing. The ability to learn and then take action upon what it is that we learn. Show me. Show me this Knight of Swords, please. The Empress, you. Which, by the way, I apologize. I reversed it. I saw two knights here. I reversed the Knight for Sword and Pentacle. I apologize. The Knight of Pentacles, you slowly but surely coming back into your own. It's slow, but it's possible. It's not that you don't want a person of significance in your life, but you kind of want to do right by you first. Temperance, you're showing me healing, 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 healing. I need to heal, I need to heal, I need to heal, I need to heal. And you're finding it hard to access that space to heal, to feel better about you, and the possibility of hope for love in the future. You're finding that very hard to achieve. There's something you need to learn, honey. You need to get this outside of you. I'm glad that you're showing me such heavy markers of indication of healing. That's beautiful. You're showing me that it's not a good idea to meet people at this time, Christina. I would just be shooting myself in the foot, setting myself up for failure. I know that. It's too early. It's too premature. I agree with you. Bravo for having that kind of perception and acting on it. Excellent. But there's something here you're missing. And many of you need to gain insight on that. I don't know if it's through a healer, a counselor, your priest, or going back to school, something that helps you understand what happened here. You're showing me heavy indications that you're aware of what the issue is. You're aware of what you went through. You are aware of where you should be. We've had that discussion before. Okay, so some of you took that last reading of yours to heart, which I say, well done. You knew that's not where you wanted to be. You're telling me now, I know where I want to be, Christina. Thank you very much. I learned something from that last one. Good job. I know where I'm supposed to be. It's just I'm having a really hard time bridging that fucking knowledge into reality. I know I should be the Empress. I know I should be in a position where I take care of myself. And I love unconditionally, and I'm content, and I'm happy, and I'm productive. Okay? I know that, but I have to heal. And I still want to hold out hope for love too, by the way. I do. But I'm struggling with it, you're telling me. But you are indeed struggling with it, which means you're doing more than trying. It feels like that particular pathway is inconsistent. There's days you feel like you are healing, and there's days that you feel like there's no progress. Sometimes it's a mixed bag of both. That's okay. My point is that you're still actively trying. Show me this Chariot that's exiting. I know you want to feel hope for love again. And having a strong bond with somebody again. You don't want to set yourself up for failure, but there's something here you need to learn. Let's see that Chariot, please. That's exiting. That Chariot is exiting. Show me the Chariot. Okay. The Magician. Seven of Swords. You're in that place of acceptance now that you know you can't summon it back. And even if you could summon it back, would you want it? Good. That's realistic. It's healthy. There's a reason that Chariot's on the exit. And the desire of it. The Magician. Seven of Swords. Even if you could summon it back, would you want it? That's an excellent question, Virgo. I'm glad you're asking yourself that. I'm serious. I wish more people had that thought. Even if I could get it back, would I want it? If it's on the exit, then let it exit. Let it go. So I'm seeing the acceptance in you. Good job. Man, some of you really took that last reading to heart. It's nice to see that kind of turnaround. I usually see shit linger for weeks, sometimes months, before the collective finally starts to make decisions. So I'm glad you got out of that phase of whatever that was in. You are trying to transition, and you are doing a damn good job of it. You need to trust that. And I can see that you're still holding out hope for a significant other. But that means you got to do right by you first. But you're missing something. Something that will help you speed up the process. So I got you over here understanding. You don't want to do wrong by yourself. You don't want to do wrong by somebody else by engaging into new romantic interests too soon. You got healing to do. Cool. I respect that. That Chariot's on the exit. It's on the out. There's that you no longer trust that you would want it back even if you could have it. Cool. Acceptance. Beautiful. The World. We are in an active cycle right now. Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun. I'm seeing these two as connected because they are... Hold on. Hold on. Show me Temperance, please. Let's jump on over there because it is in your relevant path. I was like, I'm going to skip it because you're showing me that in current day, so it's your abilities to heal in the past are speaking about what you can do now in present day. But let's go ahead. I'm like, let's double back. Let's take a look at that just in case. Show me Temperance in the past. That might be where this is coming from. Show me that Temperance in the relevant past, please, for Virgo. Show me Temperance, please, for that relevant past for Virgo. Seven of Wands. Ah. Ace of Swords. Ah. There you go. There you go. Well, I'm glad I doubled back, honey. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between reading cards and having intuition. And honey, I can do both. I was like, I didn't see the point of the relevant past Temperance because you were showing me that in present day. You told me, I know where I'm supposed to be, Christina. I'm just having a hard time adjusting. I am. So I'm giving myself patience and healing. You show me all the conscious effort of somebody who's doing their job. It's not the easiest thing. It's not the most fluid of things. You have good days, you have bad days. Fine. But I was like, let's take a look at that relevant past. Here's the deal. You're showing me Seven of Wands and Ace of Swords. This is how you've handled healing in the past. Is that you would kind of just tend to force yourself to get over things without addressing the real issue. Boom. That's a little bit of self-bullying. We all do that a little bit. Everybody does. That's kind of what it is to be human. Get over it, Virgo. You know, let's not look at it as too fucking painful. Just, you know what? It's gone. Forget about it. It's over. It's gone. Out of sight, out of mind. Right? Many of you are resistant to the real issues of how you healed yourselves in the past. So I know you have the ability to heal, but it's more like you were just willing to forget, as opposed to actually speak up for yourself, address the real issues, be confrontational with you, or whomever it is that you were healing with in the past. It was just easier for you to just be like, you know what, let go. Just let go. I'm not going to speak up for myself. I'm not going to fight for myself. I'm not going to address the real issue. I'm not going to show my anger or my aggression. I'm just going to show a willingness to move on. I'm just going to move on. So that's one of the things you've had to learn about, is your particular healing method. I know it's so tempting sometimes just to be like, I'm going to let it go and heal. And that's noble. Assuming. And it's also correct. Not everybody gets closure. So we can't rely on closure. Just letting it go and moving forward is entirely 100% dependent upon how well you honored yourself. Then you can heal. Did you allow yourself to see things as they are? Your points, your arguments, your contentions, your frustrations. Did you honor that? What you experienced and why? Or did you allow your feelings just to become so overwhelming you're like, I can't deal with that. Just let it go. Big difference. Big difference between you being confrontational with yourself about the issues, what went wrong and why, and all your strong feelings in it, and then let it go. The part you played, the part they played. Okay? And then say, okay, I'm ready to heal. With or without closure. There are no guarantees of closure in this life. Or are you that Virgo who's like, this is too frustrating, it embarrasses me, or it humiliates me, or it hurts me too much, I'm just going to let it go. Big difference between the two. Do you see the difference? And that's been the missing piece. So when this is telling you you need to seek counsel and become educated about these components, because I have a Virgo here who says they have all the components in place for understanding where they should be and how they should be processing. Right? I want you to open up about that. I feel like you have an influence in your life that will help this a lot. And it might be that you want to take some educational courses to help you with this. And that could be artistic too. Musical. I don't know. Anything that will help you be more open as opposed to closed off. You see? And it could be that you need consultation as in terms of, you know, talking with family members, friends, good counsel, someone that you can trust with advice. Okay? That could be a wide variety of people that can help you fill in those blanks. You know what I mean? Your healing styles of the past is not working for present day. It's not enough to hold you back. You're still doing your job. This, I'm very proud of you about that. That's beautiful. Okay? If you're going to cycle out with somebody and there was love here and the love is exiting, I'd rather your chariot be on the exit with the Magician and Seven of Swords than to see you trying to summon it back. You know? Because you're literally, the idea here is, first I raised an eyebrow when I saw the Magician. I was like, oh hell no. That love is trying to leave and Virgo's trying to bring it back. You know, you said Seven of Swords. It's like, even if I did, I don't know if I wanted it. Even if I could. Good. That tells me acceptance. What's hovering and influencing you? Is the Knight of Swords. Sorry, I got those two knights mixed up. It is the Knight of Swords. Your ability to see the truth for what it is and then take action accordingly. That's what you're confused about. That's what you need clarification on. How to take action. Christina, I know where I'm supposed to be. I just don't know how to get there. I know I'm supposed to be healing. I know I'm not supposed to be fucking around with other people's energies right now. I'm not in that space. Bravo. Excellent insights. I wouldn't want their love back even if they presented it. I've accepted that. So why do I find it so hard to cut out the confusion? Why is this process so slow? Because the Two of Pentacles is slow. Why aren't things just so much more clear to me? Well, they're not clear to you yet. I know you know what you need to do. But the thing is that it's not clear to you yet because I don't think you've honored all the emotions that have come through. I know you're Virgo, you want to get this done. You want to get this done, okay? I know, I see it, I sense it. You want to get this done. But part of getting this done is allowing yourself to be angry when you're angry, allowing yourself to feel love when you feel love, allowing yourself the truth when the truth comes up to your mind, and not just shutting it down. It's the reason why this process isn't straightforward, okay? And it confuses you, because I can see that you're a Virgo who's had a tendency in the past to resist the truth of the situation and just kind of bypass it in order to heal, right? The path of least resistance. And the path of least resistance is not working in this situation. You know? Yes, the Four of Cups. Yeah, exactly. And more, the longer we linger in this space of I don't know how to take action, it's creating that sadness, the disappointment. And here's, let me make this clear to you, Virgo. It's not the disappointment of this, whatever this is. It's not. That's actually not where the disappointment's stemming from. It is not coming from whatever this is that's cycling out. Let's make that clear. You've accepted it. Again, good job. The disappointment is coming from within you, and how come I'm not over it? How come it still makes me feel sad or angry? You know? I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to heal up. I'm not supposed to fuck around with unnecessary energies right now. I should be concentrating on me. Correct. Check, 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 check. The reason this is taking so long is because you have to understand you have sadness in you. You have anger in you. You have frustration in you. You have disappointment in you. You have thoughts that you don't want to deal with. You know? The things you said and did, the things they said and did, so on and blah, blah, blah. I can see that you've had a tendency in the past to avoid that kind of confrontation. With yourself, with them. It's just easier to move forward. And I'm sure it was, in lesser connections. I'm sure it was easier to move forward that way. But this was not a lesser connection. This was a main connection. This was a connection. It was the connection, right? One of them. Substantial love energy was in it. So what if might have worked for you in the past? Don't worry about it. Let it go, Virgo. Don't overthink it. I'm sure that worked for those people who didn't leave quite such a strong impression on us, but it's not working for this connection. And I think I'm looking at a, I'm looking at a Virgo. You don't have, you have a tendency to not say half the things you're thinking or feeling. Okay? When you're mad, say you're mad. When you're sad, say you're sad. Okay? Instead of you being like, I'm glad you know you're supposed to be an empress. And you admit it's taking you a while to get back into that state. And what's going to help you exponentially is that an empress owns their shit. You don't get to be an emperor or empress because you're passive. Did you know that? The emperor and the empress don't get to be who they are because they just kind of take what they're given. No. They say when things are right and they say when things are wrong. That's how they got to be who they are. Claiming, declarative, I know what's up. You're showing me a lot of healing, a lot of patience, acceptance. But you have one thing that works against you, and that is you have a tendency to push away things that are inconvenient in terms of feeling. Like it doesn't count, or you're not supposed to speak up. Like I said, when something pisses you off, you have a right to say it. And if something makes you happy, you have a right to say it. It works both ways. If you can express your love and joy and happiness, so too can you reverse the other side. Those are all feelings. It's how we act that determines the people we are. Your feelings are natural. It's up to you to control your behaviors. Okay? But your feelings are natural and real. That's the one part, as far as I can tell, that's keeping you from your progress. I know you have that tendency. You don't want to upset other people or disturb other people. Because you, Virgo, One of your energy patterns is peace above all else. Peace, peace, peace. Experience peace, calm. Sometimes in order to create peace, you have to disturb it. And that means speaking up. Other than that, you're doing a very good job. The near future of the world, soon this thing will be done. Okay? Completely done, cycled out. And that will provide a large relief. Especially if you're a Virgo who's in that stage of I accept this. Pisces has that in common with you. They prize emotional harmony. You kind of prize that steady sort of consistency of energy. Things well planted is a harvest well sown and all that. And I know. So again, calm, steady progress, right? But it's kind of like the High Priestess. What is this? But it's like a calm that comes with a price if you can't speak to your own feelings. In other words, your own peace is disrupted. Your own sense of self and your ability to heal if you don't honor what you experience. Okay, show me this, please. Okay. With this world coming to a close, this chapter, this love that you wouldn't bring back even if you had the chance, you've accepted it. I keep saying that because I'm very proud of you. It's very good. A lot of people lose love all the time, and they're like, I'm over it, I'm over it, I'm over it, I'm totally over it, Christina. And then they turn around and show me, but I still want it, just a little bit. You're like, even if I could have it back, I don't want it. So that's a huge accomplishment. It is, it's a huge accomplishment. Again, the acceptance in you is beautiful. It's just you getting back on your own fucking Virgo track. That's what I want for you. And so the more we see the conclusion of this cycle, we can feel the High Priestess. We can feel the pain of it, the Three of Swords of it. Its completion stages are here. Which is telling you what? You can feel the completion stages are here. And it's scary. And it's painful. It's strength. It's requiring strength. You might have some very strong fire in your chart. Strength and Queen of Wands, but you're also confident that this direction is correct. Again, all the major elements are in place for you to transition. Easily. Not easily, but with competence. Instead of fighting it, you're allowing it to happen. You know it's best. Okay? You know it's best. I know you do. I'm looking at a Virgo. You understand this is best. Okay? But the more the cycle finishes out, literally the stronger you get. And the more confident you get, because you know it's correct. Every little step you take to completing this cycle, whatever this is, the more it feels correct. Like I said, you wouldn't bring it back even if you could. Cool. I just want you to get into this space that if you truly want to get back into your natural state of grace, I want you to speak up. Somebody needs, that's what I keep trying to say. I want you to connect with somebody who will help you find the words, Virgo. It's like you have a hard time finding the words. All that patience and space you show other people, you're at that place where you need to connect with somebody who will help you find the words to your feelings and what you experienced. Okay? That's what it is. That's why you're leaning towards the education. You want to connect with somebody who will help you find the words to articulate what you've experienced. Your own sense of internal dialogue about how you experience whatever this is. And that can really help you claim your feelings and your thoughts, help you organize your feelings and your thoughts, you know? And you value organization. Let's make that clear. So, excuse me, the Ace of Cups is your strengths. You want your heart to be whole. You do. I don't know who pulled the trigger on this. I don't know if it was you. It could have very well have been you, because you seem to be in such a strong position of completing this and understanding it was correct. You don't argue with it. You don't want it back for yourself. You just say, it's what's best for me. It's what's best for this situation. I see it. So it might well have been you that pulled this cycle. Okay? It might very well have been you. But that doesn't mean you were prepared to speak up about why. And maybe that's why you feel like it's pulling you back, because you didn't, it's like you don't have the words. I keep coming back to that. You don't know how to articulate what you've experienced and to put it into words about why you're closing this out or why the love is gone. I just know that you did it. And once the cycle shows more and more signs of completion, you become more and more confident. Your energy wakens back up. You literally feel better. So yeah, I have no doubt in my mind I'm looking at a Virgo who triggered a cycle. You're not investing in new love. You know that wouldn't be correct for you. You want to get back into yourself, I see that. And you have not lost hope for a significant other. I know that. This Ace of Cups, you're willing to fix your heart. You're willing for it to be whole. That is literally under your strengths. Show me that Ace of Cups, please. Show me that Ace of Cups, please, for Virgo strengths. Two of Cups. Yes. It's yes. You already know this. It's already part of something you've factored into your mind, is that yes, your strength is that you have not given up. I've already said that. I said that from the very beginning of your baseline. You have not given up on this idea of love, having a full cup and sharing it. In fact, you're determined to do so, just not with this person. Not anymore. Whatever that is. You seem to have consciously, I have every reason to believe it was you. And you no longer wanted to connect to any sort of romantic cups that could set you up for failure. You either saw this person that way, or you're just not doing it now. You haven't given up on it, like I said. In fact, you already know this as the Queen of Swords, that you have every intention that when your heart space is full again, to get back on the love train. It's already after the fact in your mind. You already know. You're like, I haven't given up on love at all. That's ridiculous, Christina. Yeah. I haven't. It's just that this one is not for me. I'm exiting from it, and I'm trying to heal from it, but I'm coming up against stumbling blocks, and I don't know why. And I'm telling you, you're lacking the language to articulate what you've experienced, your thoughts and your feelings, and that's what you need to become educated on. There's someone here that you can connect with to help you with that. Right? Because your strength is literally to get your heart whole again. So full that the Ace of Cups becomes so full it breaks off and becomes two. You know this. You look forward to being in love again. In fact, it's on your to-do list. Fucking Virgo in their to-do list. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And some of you smiled right now. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you and your master to-do list. I know you. Okay? It's on there. Virgo's like, oh no, I have every intention of being in love again. Thank you. Your biggest point of contention, though, is how do I get back into me? Because for some reason, this exit has the stumbling blocks are a little more complex than what you've experienced in the past. And I'm telling you, there's some things that you have just not voiced. Your thoughts or your feelings that you have not come to terms with. I would strongly suggest to you, why did you close this out? That's going to tell you a lot of what it is you should be speaking outwards. Okay. But yeah, no, your strengths is literally determined. I am determined to love and to be loved again. That's not an issue. I believe you. I totally believe you. The Knight of Cups is under your environment, which is good. Loving environment, supportive environment. People are rushing in with their love energy. Okay. Show me this Knight of Cups, and you are showing appreciation to that. So I can tell that you are surrounded by people who have your best interest at heart, and that's always a lovely thing. People who are showing you a rush of love and appreciation, care and concern, most likely family and friends. Knight of Cups, please show me that it's a supportive environment. Oh, the World, show me. Oh, you don't know. Oh, you don't know. I see. I see. I see. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. I see. Oh. There's a reason why some of you have had a hard time speaking to your truth. You don't know if the people who surround you will support the decision. I see. Well, honey, why didn't you say so? Look, you have another, but it's hypothetical. There's a world here, but it's hypothetical under your environment, which should be our support structures that are already in place in the 3D world. Knight of Cups, and I'm like, cool. Virgo surrounded by people who are telling Virgo that they support them and that they love them. That's the very thing you don't know about. You're concerned about it. You don't know if those people who immediately surround you, family, friends, so on, will support your decision. And that's one of the reasons why you've had a hard time vocalizing. Is that what this is? Okay, I got you. A lot of people may not understand your decision. Why did you leave this? Why are you leaving it? Why are you exiting? What do you mean you're not in love anymore? What does that mean, Virgo? And that's the very thing you're having a hard time articulating. That's why. That's why you don't know if you have a supportive environment. It's hypothetical. You can't tell if the people around you will support your decision or not. I understand. Okay. Okay. You can't guarantee other people's reactions. That's true. That's very, very true. All you can do is make the best decisions that you can for yourself while you can. And if you're telling me, Christina, this love energy no longer fits me and I'm consciously exiting it, I haven't given up on love. I just don't feel like this one's correct for me. I don't know how to articulate it. I've always had a tendency to not really be able to explain my thoughts or my feelings. I just kind of always acted in a way that was in my best interest. And I don't expect the people who surround me to understand my decision, and I'm a little scared about that. I haven't given up on love. And just because I'm exiting something by my own choice doesn't mean I expect other people around me to understand. Yeah. Well, like I said, you can't guarantee anybody's reactions but your own. I said that earlier. It's like foreshadowing, wasn't it? Our feelings are natural. They are part of who we are. We have every right to express them. It's our behaviors that we're held accountable for. So no, you cannot account for everyone's reaction as being positive or negative. All you can do is honor yourself to the best of your abilities. So long as you are exiting a situation that feels correct to you, you understand that you don't want it back, that you don't want to manifest it, it's exiting and you know it, you accept it. In fact, you feel like if you continue to bring it together, you'll be setting yourself up for failure. If you see anyone else at this time, you think you'll be setting yourself up for failure. There's this idea of, this is not correct for me, and I need to get back in touch with what's right for me. And as you continue to close out this cycle, however long that takes, it might have taken about 2 years for some of you. Yes, realistically, yes. The better you feel, literally. So how do you find your words, Virgo? How do you find your words? You want to represent yourself in the best possible way of doing what's right for you, but you don't expect your immediate family or friends to understand that. You don't know if they'll be supportive of your decision. I'm going to see your hopes and your fears, and I'm going to get some good advice there. Strength. Show me strength, please. Strength on the split with that Knight of Cups. Be strong. Speak to your truth as your best of your abilities. Okay. Show me strength, please. Show me strength, please. Knight of Pentacles. You'll find a way. You will find a way. It's taking some time. You need help refining your thoughts and your experiences. Because for some of you, Virgo, this keeps coming in so strongly. Like your energy is firm. It knows what it's doing. But for some reason, the communication does not come out the way you want. You're so in touch with yourself, aren't you? You act in what's in your best interest, but when it comes time to communicate to others, for some reason, that's where you struggle the most. And you feel understood the least. So you need help with that, honey. You need help finding your words. Your hopes and your fears, strength, that you will be strong. It's taken a long time for you to get to this point. Yes. What else, please? Two of Wands, but you've made the decision. So what you're telling me is that you made a decision, you want to stick to it, you have to have strength. So that means by proxy, your fear is that you don't have the strength to act on your decision. You're already acting on it. You're already acting on it. You can't help but wonder, right? If I can't articulate my truth about why I'm doing this, then maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe I am making a poor choice. And then you start to lose resolve. What if my family and friends don't support me? Because I can't say why I'm doing this. For the people who matter in your life, you'll find a way to communicate. Whether or not they accept it or they reject it, that's not up to you. Live your truth and people will see by example, even if they don't understand your words. Okay? And I see that in career all the time. Career, this happens all the time. I don't understand why they're doing that. Why are they doing that? That doesn't make any sense. That has no prosperity. That has no longevity. That's not going to make money. I mean, not to the person who's on the outside looking in, but to the person who's living it, it means everything. And you're that person who's in it, and it means everything. You're living your truth as best you can. And I got, or at least you feel, you got people on the outside looking in and they don't understand what you're doing. If they mean something to you, you will explain yourself in a way that makes as best sense as you can. And they will either hear you or they don't. But that should not stop you from living your truth. You haven't given up on love either. That's right here. Bold as brass, too. Bold as brass, that is. It's like, it's under your strings. I love it. I love it. Bold as brass. Or it's like, oh, no. Let's make that clear, Christina. I have not given up on love. I know this. I expect one day my Ace of Cups will break off into a 2 once again. I know this. I told you, I called it back here. You haven't given up on a significant other. You haven't. It's just not with this person. Right? I love that. I fucking love that. That's bold as brass. I love that. In fact, I might do a thumbnail shot. Let's just see. Let's see if I can get this in frame. If you see this in your thumbnail, you know it was your message. Well, let's see if I can get a good thumbnail shot from this. I love that. You do have to live your truth. Now, your hopes and fears, they play off each other. Do I have the strength to act out this decision? I got news for you. You're already doing it. It's just slow. It's slow. Besides, remember this. Right back here. Even if I could summon it back what I wanted. Seems to me you have one direction to move forward then from that point of view. I don't want you to stumble and go backwards. And say, yeah, I want that. Maybe I can have that. Maybe I should accept it. That's a lie. Okay, outcome, 8 of Swords. You can't see everything yet. You got a lot of mental gridlock. Okay? Not everything has an immediate and mind-blowing outcome. These things take time. Okay? I just know that as you continue to close out this cycle, literally the better you feel, regardless of whether or not you are understood. So that's how I know it's correct. That's called energetic alignment. Okay? Just because it doesn't make sense to others doesn't mean it doesn't make sense to you. Show me. Eight of Swords, please. Show me this Eight of Swords, please, for the outcome. Show me this Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles. You will continue to show stability on the surface. Go into new endeavors, make new offers, no doubt. There's other things you want to engage in. Love may not be obvious to you in the outcome, not yet. You're still in a place of stability. Show me the Tower, please. Oh, Tower of the Justice. Didn't even see that happen. What is this? What is this radical rebalance here? What is this radical rebalance? What is this? Okay. The Emperor. Yes, indeed. My, my, my. Love will not be obvious to you in the outcome. You haven't given up on it. Let's make that clear. You haven't. It's quite cheeky. I like it. I love it. I love a little cheeky. You know, that always makes me smile. But then again, I am cheeky. So, Six of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. You are showing me that in your real world, in your 3D, you will continue to balance. You will pursue new endeavors. One that catch your interest. One that you feel is a worthy investment. I see you doing that. I see you investing in new things. And it makes you feel good as you continue to restructure your environment. Here's the mind-blowing difference. Is that you've had a radical transformation of self. One where it actually feels quite balanced to you. So that tells me there was an imbalance before and you've rebalanced it. Okay? You kind of bypassed the Empress and you went straight into Emperor mode. You were very much standing in your power and future. So while everything is not immediate and obvious in regards to your love energy, the point is that you are engaging in new things. You are investing in new opportunities, particularly yourself. And frankly, honey, you've never felt more powerful. What you thought was balanced was not balanced. You had a tower. Radical transformation of what your zero set point is. And I talk about the zero set point all the time. This is our zero center of gravity or homeostasis. Okay. And that says we have to exist in this space in order to thrive. A lot of people exist in what they think is their zero set point or homeostasis. And actually what they're doing is they're just functioning, or they're going along with things. And I know that because I can see their unhappiness attached to it. Their gravity, what they've always known. And then when we start making changes, things start to become imbalanced. As we learn, we reshape, we refocus, and things kind of go like this for a while. Okay? And then they resettle and we find our true zero set point. Through this process of giving and taking to things that you actually want with the Ace of Pentacles, and you're consistent with that energy, you stay in that energy, I will only invest in that which I actually want. You will therefore create the energy that you want. And it's like a really radical overhaul for you for things that you always thought were fair and justified. Turns out, it could have been more. So I really see you through all this process honoring yourself, and you come out as Emperor. Is the love energy obvious? No, you're not going to see it right away. You're really not. But one day it's going to hit you how far you've come. How far you've come. Not just in love, but in life in general. The thing is, this is the thing I'm least worried about. Is because you've already made up your mind. You know you're going to have love again. You know you're going to have... when? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's under your strengths, so you have confidence about it. I know that this will happen for you eventually. My biggest concern, like your biggest concern is getting back into yourself. You've shown me that from the very opening. Patience and healing towards this. The only thing that's standing in the way between you and claiming your power is understanding what is correct for you. And maybe being able to articulate what you've been able to experience. Okay? And that will help you better understand the process and how to heal and so on and so forth. But that's an amazing outcome. Only invest in those things that you know you can balance with, make you happy, get you excited. Love or otherwise, honey. New work opportunities, you name it. And as you do that, you have kind of a radical overhaul of what you understood self-justice, self-reliance, and fairness to be. And then boom, don't you step into your power. It's like, I got this. I know who I am. I know who I am. Remember it last reading? This is not who I am. This is not where I want to be. Yeah, you took that shit to heart, didn't you? My, my, my. Good job. What's hovering? I know it looks small, like nothing, like it's peanuts. I understand. It's easy to dismiss this, but it's hovering. It's unseen influences. That means they have a little more weight than we understand because they're unseen influences, right? And that for you is the Knight of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the Four of Cups. You may not know that this inability to speak up or take action towards that which makes you unhappy, how long that has stayed with you, and why it causes you so much confusion. What's interesting is that you do act in your best interest. It's just that you're not able to articulate why you do what you do sometimes. And that's fine. You don't always need to explain yourself to everybody. Your only concern is explaining yourself to the people who matter most in your life. And will they understand it? And will they support you? Because you kind of have a little history of this. I know that you're probably that Virgo that your family worries about the least, but they question the most. I bet you. Dimes to donuts. Nobody worries about that, Virgo. You always seem to know what you're doing. Nobody questions that. But I bet good money you are that person that's like, but why? Why did they do that? But here's the good thing for you. No moon shit for you. No moon. No moon shit. Good job. No Five of Cups. The only time I saw a Five of Swords for you was under understanding what you should not be doing, because it would be wrong. Trying to force this love situation back together, you knew it would be self-sabotage. You knew it would be bullshit. Even if your family and friends don't understand why, you did. You understand? Also, you're not forcing yourself to connect to people that you don't want to, because you also understand that would be false. Right? A lot of self-awareness in you. The only time I saw your Seven of Swords was in substantial doubt about either A, your support system, okay, and the love energy on its way out the door. Like, even if I could have it back what I wanted, the answer was no. So again, I have every reason to believe you're that Virgo. Nobody, like, they're not worried about you. People are not worried about you, but they question why you do things. Because you don't always know how to articulate. But that also means, that tells me you're not very good at expressing your pain. You know what you're supposed to do. But you don't always know how to express the steps about what you were experiencing and why. What led to this, what led to that, what were you thinking, what were you feeling. That's just not something you're used to laying out for other people or yourself. And that's the only thing that delays the process for you. That's it. And I insist, there's something here or someone here you can connect to that will help you articulate. Okay? And I say this, like I said, all the time in career. I've made some very interesting career choices. You know? And I didn't do it with anybody's permission, save my own. So while nobody was like worried about what I did because I'm so strong-willed and so pig-headed sometimes, they'd often be like, but why? We know that you can, but why? So I kind of get you in my own way, but this seems to be applying more to your love energy. Okay? But yeah, look at you. Don't you come out on top. Once you recalibrate drastically what is correct for you. And you invest only in those things, people, places, situations, and circumstances that are correct for you. So while the pathway may not be obvious, you're still living it. For some of you, I must insist you are going back to school to learn exactly about this, whatever this is. How to make inroads into a new job and or career. In fact, some of you might have made that kind of decision, either a relationship or this. You chose to be the emperor. All right, let's do some significant time checks. Overall, I'm very pleased for you. And that could be why I'm seeing so much confidence for you, honey, about that. About that love energy. I'm like, okay. It's going to happen, just not today. You seem to know that. This might have been one of those decisions, honey, between relationships and moving on with your career, your endeavor, your education. I don't know. That could well have been the case. And it might have been hard for you to explain that, but you will eventually find your way. Okay? I don't know. You let me know as it resonates, like always. It's looking like many of you are in this process now. The more you close it out, the more correct it feels. Okay? Like you're on track. Your biggest issue by far is your tendency to withhold your real thoughts and feelings because you don't always know how to articulate them. That's one of the things that impedes your progress. It's not so detrimental that you're not moving forward. You clearly are. It's just, it's taken a while. Like I said, for some of you who've been in this process for 2 years, so I'm not time checking that. I want to see when you come over here and into your own. And for some of you, that is literally next Aries season. We also have some Libra here. But I'm seeing that Libra season, if there is a Libra season reference, it's into when you really start to make changes. And you stick to those changes. Like I said, Libra season. Called it. Okay, so for some of you, this is when you start just... excuse me. You do this for hours, your throat starts to get dry. So when you, Virgos, some of you start to decide to trigger healthy towers. By healthy towers, I mean it has a positive effect. In other words, it's correct for you. Starting to understand what justice is for you. Not anybody else, just for you. Investing in things that are correct for you, that feel good to you, that have promise. Okay? That starts relatively soon when you start making major changes. And I do believe, I have a reason to believe you're going to hit full stride by next spring. Okay? So we're talking your birthday. I don't know how long it took to close this cycle out. Like I said, for some of you it took about 2 years. And then after that, your energy becomes stronger, freer. Okay? And I see you starting to make those changes around your birthday, which is late August to late September. Like I said, around Libra season, which is right after yours. So yeah, as I said, September gonna feel real good for some of you guys. If it's important to you, you'll find a way to say what it is you need to say. And if you really have loving, supportive family, they will understand your decision. You'll find a way to communicate, and those people who know you best, they won't really need much of an explanation. They'll understand. Let's humor this real quick, since you seem to be so confident about that. Queen of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Two of Cups, like over, like, oh, I know. Christina, I know. It's under my strengths. I have not given up on love. I'm just choosing to pursue my life first. Okay. What is correct to me. I need to stand in my power first. I need to make changes. I need to make good investments. Bitch, the Empress. Goodness me. For some of you. Yeah, you're working on that too, ain't you? Look at you. You're working on that shit too. You know. You know. You know. You know. Your energy slowly but surely is aiming towards the correct manifestation. And I'm seeing references to spring. For what could be a very substantial love union. Whether or not you know this person already, I don't know. I just know that you seem to have a heck of a lot of confidence. You have a heck of a lot of confidence for this person. Or what you perceive as new love. It's so strong for you. It's literally under your strength. So it makes me think you might know who this is. Because your energy is slowly but surely literally working its way towards that person. I don't know what you were exiting. I know it was a love energy. One that you do not want back. It's taking you a while to come to terms with this. You're not used to speaking your thoughts or your feelings. You're just acting with a place of knowing that this is correct, even if you don't know how to say it. Not yet. Therapy, priest, family, friends, taking a couple of courses, I don't know. You'll find a way to say it. My point is, for something that's so cheeky, that's why I want to do a thumbnail with it. It's literally under your strength. Like, yeah, I'm working my way towards an empress. I'm gonna be an emperor in future. I'm gonna need an empress. Sex is irrelevant, I don't care. But I love that. You're transforming into the emperor in future, which I gave Taurus a hard time about, but this is life pathway. This is different. It's not the same as trying to control our love energy. This is stepping into our power and claiming ourselves, right? And it's like, I'm an emperor. I'm going to need an empress. 2 + 2, Christina. Okay. So I'm not quite sure. Maybe this person represented an old pathway in the love and in life that you no longer wanted to be on. I don't know what their energy's like. I couldn't see it. The focus isn't on them. It was you. And what it is you're doing. Okay. And it seems to me you're making more than one adjustment here. And in time, when the timing is right, you're going to find your divine countermate, or your mate. An emperor for an empress. And that's looking heavily like spring. But yeah, I see you making heavy changes in Virgo/Libra season. That's going to roll you into the new year. And you're going to really feel correct. Everything's going to feel correct. And eventually you're going to find and look for your divine counterpart. It's just so oddly strong and specific, it makes me think you know who that is. That's what's so funny to me. I see their energy as being spring, right around the time when you fully come into your own. 9 weeks, what? I see. Some of you will begin that process. You're working on it now. In about, August, September, as we've been saying, for some of you upwards to 9 weeks, you're going to start developing that communication about the break. You're tentative about it, and it was over here under the Knight of Cups. You didn't know if you would be supported about that decision that you were cycling about that's under your environment. You didn't know if other people would support your decision. Here you are. It's happening. Okay? I see you doing it. You're going to start having those conversations around that time. Okay. If not now, soon. It's under your environment. And like I said, if these people really well and truly know you and that they love you, then they'll support you even if they don't always understand or you're not always able to articulate it. Okay. But yeah, some of you insist you're going back to school. Perhaps you do work in an educational environment for sure. But I see it mostly as you learning. Going through what they would say in the old days, a course of study or a serious course of study. By that means you just read a lot of books. And you would reflect upon those books and how they've influenced you and how they might apply to your life. For now, look at that. Hanged Man, 3 of Cups. For now, we're not connecting. Not yet. There are elements in your life you want in place before you do that. Okay? Beautiful. Okay. Let's pull some charms real quick. Where are we on time? That's all right. For me, that's pretty good. All right. Okay. Y-E-N. Small dog. We're talking small dog, like toy dog, like little poodle, terrier, Yorkie, Chihuahua, that kind of thing. That's just confirmation. For some of you, your person is an Aquarius. Whether they're the past or the future, I could not say. Crescent moon. For some of you, you follow the way of the moon. The crescent moon might be important to some of you. But it also has that dreamy connotation of nighttime energy, dreams, fantasy, romanticism, that kind of energy that and also following the way of the moon. For some of you, chart the moon, and it's important to your progress for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah. I like how this Emperor's like, okay, it's time to find the Empress. And it's like, you knew that. You already knew that. That's why it's funny to me. You already... That's just hilarious, man. E. G. Pegasus. Masculine pride, masculine freedom. I'm not saying you have to be a man. What I'm saying is that's the energy of the Pegasus. I have the right and the ability to fly and be free, and thus I choose it. Okay? The Bat. Honing in on that kind of nighttime moon energy. And in so doing, we find our mate. When we allow ourselves to be who we are as the Bat, or whatever that is to us, those energies that most people aren't comfortable with, once we become comfortable with them, we can really hone in on what's right for us. Okay, the Dragonfly, emphasis on major change. Not soft change that we would see with the butterfly or the moth, but the Dragonfly is hard wearing, okay? That is a hard wearing creature. And once it changes, it changes. All right. Octopus, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And of course, so is the Dragonfly, is also Scorpio. Oh, and then we have the Seahorse, Pisces energy. Okay, that's enough, Virgo. Congratulations to you. Put in the comments as you see fit. This process did not happen overnight. Honestly, there's not too much work that needs to be done between you and your future self. There really isn't. There really isn't. Honestly, if all you need is a little help in terms of how to speak your truth or come to terms with your anger or your frustration or your thought process while you're doing what you're doing, that's easily rectified. There's so little standing in the way between you and the new you. And the new you is quite strong. It's quite powerful, and it actually begins relatively soon. Some of you it will be your birthday wish, or just in the time of Virgo, possibly Libra. That now that you have cycled out, it's time to invest. Not just the new you, but the you you've always wanted to be. And so you show yourself proper justice. It's kind of a radical overhaul. But it's a radical overhaul in the simplest of ideas. Ace of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles. I will only invest in those things that I know are strong, that have a future. I will give my energy to that. And in so doing, your energy explodes into the Emperor. It feels 100% correct to you. I told you, the more you cycle this out, the more you finish it, the more you say goodbye to it, your energy becomes more confident. And I like how you handle that new love under your strengths. You're like, oh, I know. I know. Just not yet. Is that, yeah. I'm not going to dig. I'm not going to dig, Virgo. I want to dig because that's my nosiness as Scorpio. I like to get in there and solve mysteries. I'm really tempted to dig, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. You're telling me it's positive? You're telling me it's a positive strength? It's a bit cheeky. You even kind of tell me, I know who that is. I know. Like I said, the Emperor must have an Empress, right? I know who it is. And I'll be going there shortly. But I got to take care of my shit first. Excuse me. That was a good laugh. I appreciate that. Thank you. I like that. I do. So, I feel like you're a Virgo who... You have a tendency to move in a certain direction at a certain pace. You're probably not used to explaining yourself. And when you try, it doesn't come out the way you want. Something like that. I'm not too worried about it. You seem to know where you're going. And you're making good changes for you. Virgo, put in the comments. Take care. Be well.